Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and hopefully we might get the Golden Loon at some point. Sooner rather than later, preferably. Anyway, you viewer are you. Today is Booze Day, aka Monday, March 27th, 2023. So let's jump into today's history, shall we? Starting us off in the year 196 BC, Ptolemy V ascended to the throne of Egypt. And yes, as I've said, the Ptolemean dynasty, they come from one of Alexander the Great's generals. Ptolemy, of course, is the one who took Egypt. And there's other people. One had Greece, one had like Macedonia, not Macedonia. What's Babylon and all that area and all that stuff. Anyway, let's jump on up to 1513, a pretty good time jump there. We got a historic expedition. Spaniard Juan Ponce de Leon and his expedition first sighted Florida. Alright. Hello, Florida. 1625, Charles I, King of England, Scotland, and Ireland, ascended to the English throne. Okay. Got an event of interest, 1668, English King Charles II granted royal charter giving control of Bombay, India to the English East India Company. Yep. Since way back in the day, governments using companies and corporations to do their dirty work to skirt the law. So, 1782, Charles Watson Wentworth, 2nd Marquis of Rockingham, became Prime Minister of Great Britain. Huh. Alright. Got some music history. In 1808, Joseph Haydn's Oratio de Chauffon premiered in Vienna. Okay. 6 years later, 1814, battle at Horseshoe Bend, General Andrew Jackson defeated the Red Sticks, part of the Creek Indian tribe near Dadeville, Alabama. Dang. So, Andrew Jackson. What was his nickname? Like, Iron Bread or something? Hold on a second. Andrew Jackson nickname. Old Hickory, that's right. Old Hickory. We got a historic invention here. 1855, Canadian geologist Abraham Gessner patented kerosene. Yep, we use those for lamps and all sorts of other things. Then we also have 1860, M.L. Buren patented covered gimlet screw with a T handle, the corkscrew. Huh. Alright then. 1863, American Confederate President Jefferson Davis called for this to be a day of fasting and prayer. Okay, well, he's not around anymore, so we got another event of interest in 1866. U.S. President Andrew Johnson vetoed Civil Rights Bill. It later became the 14th Amendment. This guy, yeah, he looks like a POS. So, moving on up to 1915, Typhoid Mary Milan was arrested and returned to quarantine on North Brother Island, New York, after spending 5 years evading health authorities and causing several further outbreaks of typhoid. Yeah, she was a carrier, but she was asymptomatic, but she could still spread it like wildfire, and she did. They had to keep her, under quarantine for most of her life. She did die of pneumonia at the age of 69. But I'm not sure if she was still in captivity or not. I think she was. But anyway, 1930, we got the first U.S. radio broadcast from a ship at sea. Cool. So now you can broadcast on the radio from sea, like a pirate. Arg. 1 year later, 1931, Charlie Chaplin received France's Distinguished Legion of Honor. 1940, Peter Fraser became Prime Minister of New Zealand after the death of his predecessor, Michael Joseph Savage, from cancer. Wow, cancer took a savage. That's, cancer is savage. So, 1941, Adolf Hitler signed Directive 27, the assault on Yugoslavia. Yep. Got a boxing title fight in 1942. Joe Louis knocks out Abe Simon in 6 to retain heavyweight boxing title in New York City. Okay. 1943, we got a radio premiere, Blue Ribbon Town, with Groucho Marx was first heard on CBS Radio. Groucho Marx. I heard about that. I don't know. I know he did something with his eyebrows and a cigar. So, 1944, 1,000 Jews left Drancy, France for Auschwitz concentration camp. Ugh, not good. And while that was happening, 1944 as well, 2,000 Jews were murdered in Kaunas, Lithuania. Yeah. The Holocaust was an awful point in period, but what the Russians did to themselves was even worse. What the Japanese did to the Chinese was worse, than the Holocaust. Not as bad as what the Germans, or not as bad as what the Russians did to themselves, but yeah, everybody was doing horrible things. Like the internment of the Japanese, awful stuff all across the board. 1945, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill sailed to the eastern banks of Rhine. Okay. 1945, Ella Fitzgerald and Delta Rhythm Boys recorded the Harold Arlen Yip Harburg Billy Rose song, It's Only a Paper Moon. Huh. I'll say I gotta send a text real quick. 1945, General Eisenhower declared German defenses of Western Front broken. Gonna move on up to 1948. Just 11 days after being released from prison, Billie Holiday played in front of a sold-out crowd at Carnegie Hall. Alright. 1950, jazz pianist Errol Garner's solo concert occurred in Cleveland, Ohio. Alright. Got another music recording here in 1951. Frank Sinatra recorded I'm a Fool to Want You. Huh. 1952, Singin' in the Rain, musical comedy directed by Gene Kelly and Stanley Donen, starring Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds, premiered at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. And, little known fact is they actually used milk instead of water because it would show up on camera a lot better, especially back in those days. But 1952 as well, it's the same article, but a different picture, Debbie Reynolds. Okay, that's weird. They put in the same article, but they linked two different people. Why didn't they just put in, them both in the same one here? And hey, I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier. I was busy talking with people, and all of a sudden it was showtime. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Golden Moon here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Where are you at?
We're all the way up at 1952 now.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when there's nobody here with me. I just, was one after another. And
I realized it was already 10 o'clock.
I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry. But 1952 as well, a failed assassination attempt of West German Chancellor Konrad Adenauer. Huh.
Failed attempt. That's good, I guess.
Yeah. He was a Chancellor of West Germany at the time. Mm-hmm. So, and that was our stuff.
What year was that again?
52.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. 1955, Steve McQueen made his network TV debut, Goodyear Playhouse episode, The Clivington Raid. Or the Shivington Raid. Okay. The 29th Academy Awards in 1957, Around the World in 80 Days, Ingrid Bergman, Yul Brynner won. Brenner, yeah.
Yeah.
The King of Siam.
Yeah.
Yep. 1958, Nikita Khrushchev became Soviet premier, as well as first secretary of the Communist Party. And he was played by Steve Buscemi in Death of Stalin.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a movie, Death of Stalin. Death of Stalin. Yeah, Steve Buscemi played Khrushchev. Right here, Nikita Khrushchev. Oh, let me move this back a little bit for you.
Okay, there we go. Now I can see the screen.
But yeah, let me bigger this here. Let me get it proper. There we go. So there he is. And then these are all... This was the guy who became premier after Stalin's death. And then Khrushchev removed this guy.
Yeah. We wasn't there long. We've gone over that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
Khrushchev's the one I grew up with as the Soviet leader.
Frick. I accidentally... I closed out to the main body. Whoops.
I can see I've missed quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay, I got that one. I got that one. Okay. Where was Khrushchev? Did I get that?
Yeah, you just keep going.
Okay.
You're in the 50s.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. There's
okay.
Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Keep going. One more.
Oh, okay, here we go. Okay. We got some NHL stuff here. 1962, National Hockey League Montreal Canadiens goaltender Jacques Plante tied record-winning 6th NHL Vezina Trophy. Okay. 1963, historical film The Leopard, directed by Luciano Visconti, starring Burt Lancaster, Elaine Delon, and Claudia Cardinale, premiered in Rome, based on the novel by Giuseppe Tomasi di Lampedusa.
Never heard of that.
Neither have I. 1968, Sutarno officially succeeded Sukarno as president of Indonesia. And yeah, we talked about that. I believe this is the same one where the first guy gave this guy, who was then his head of like security or something, do quote, everything you deem necessary to keep the peace. And then 1 year ago on the date, he overthrew him.
Yeah, this is what's necessary, boss.
Whoops. 1970, Ringo Starr released his first solo album, Sentimental Journey, a collection of pre-rock standards. Got the Academy Awards, the 45th Academy Awards in 1973. The Godfather, Marlon Brando and Liza Minnelli win. Brando declined the Oscar for Best Actor to protest Hollywood's portrayal of Native Americans in film in a speech by activist Sacheen Littlefeather. All right, good. So, which, by the way, not sure if I talked to you about this, but we all know the Whale, won Best Picture and all that stuff. Of course, the woke masses are trying to cancel it and everything. They're calling it fat phobic. They're saying that it's absolutely disgraceful that they put a fat suit on. They should have gotten a 600-pound actor. It's like, dude, they're gonna die. Like that's unhealthy. And on top of that, this other guy has his whole theory on the only reason why it even won is because it was anti-Christian, and Hollywood is anti-Christian. Because the guy was gay, and then the Christian guy. So he was saying, it's the anti-Christian undertones, and that's the only reason why it won. No, you dingleberry, it won because it's a great movie.
Well, first off, to answer your first part of that, it's theater.
Yeah.
It's make believe, so you don't need
a
reality
movie
of a 600-pound guy.
Yeah.
And you can keep going on from there. Yeah. It happened to be a powerful performance by what's his face?
Brendan Fraser.
Fraser. And when you first say we gotta go see this movie, it's supposed to be really good, and I just looked at you and said, why would I want to see a Brendan Fraser movie?
No, you don't.
And boy, did he shock me of the power of his acting.
Yeah.
It's theater, folks.
Yeah, but beyond just that, to sit there and claim it's fat phobic, no, it's bringing to everybody's eyes the struggles of what overweight people really do. You don't see that unless you actually have people like that in your family or your friends or something. Right. But for the most part, people don't really know how hard is it for them to get up off the couch.
Yeah.
It is a real struggle, and it is.
A struggle for day-to-day things.
And if anything, it's a real eye-opener, and they should be cheering it on. Because it really portrays, it shoves in the face of the common people what these people go through. It's very easy to sit there and say, and I know we're going way off the topic here, but it's very easy to sit there and say, just put down the fork. It's like, no, psychological, distresses are very powerful. Yeah. People do eat themselves to death on a daily basis.
And they had one really powerful moment in there when he binged. It's uncontrollable,
Oh, dude, I didn't even know you can eat pizza like that. Yeah. Stack one on top of the other. Oh my God. So, yeah. But anyway, let's move on up. 1973, Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead stopped for speeding and LSD possession. Oh, not good. Huh.
Yeah. Deadheads.
Yep. We got the Tenerife Airport disaster, 1973. 583 people die in aviation's worst ever disaster when two Boeing 747s collide at Tenerife Airport in Spain. Oh my God. Wow. I don't know what to say. That is 583 people, boom.
Gone.
1977, U.S. tennis star Chris Evert won her fourth and final WTA Tour Championship 2-6, 6-1, 6-1 against England's Sue Barker at Madison Square Garden in New York City. See, that I understand, Madison Square Garden boxing. I know it's big enough to hold other events. I just never have seen it, Like, it's usually always boxing stuff. Oh, 1980, Mount St. Helens became active after 123 years.
Oh man.
Oh, man. Yeah, we know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right before it happened.
Yeah.
1980. Mount St. Helens blew up in what, 83? Mount St. Helens.
So it took 3 years, what you're saying?
Mount St. Helens explosion. No, 1980.
That's what I thought.
March 27th. Okay, so I guess this is the big one.
This is when it took a blue.
So why doesn't it go into expansion? Like, it blew off its entire, like, whatever side face, you know,
Yeah,
like,
become active is not
like
not,
they're
not
really
a powerful statement.
they're very underselling this event. This was a monumentous event.
Oh yeah.
So
And that's not even a really big volcano. Yeah.
it's not. Oops, why do I keep doing that? I want a separate tab for images. Mount St. Helens explosion. There we go. Lapse. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, no, like, it was a mountain, and now it's half a mountain.
Yeah.
So, man, they really undercut that so much. Like, that's disturbing. 1981, we got an album released, Blizzard of Oz, the debut solo album by English rock musician Ozzy Osbourne, was released in the United States. All right, I saw Ozzy Osbourne live at BlizzCon many years ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he was like unintelligible, but you know,
Yeah.
I was just like sound like Arnold drowning or something. Like, 1981 as well, John Lennon's single "Watching the Wheels" released posthumously in UK. I can never say that word right. Posthumously. Posthumously.
Posthumously.
Oh, okay. Okay, 1982. Best Little Street Worker House closed at 46th Street, New York City after 1,577 performers. Wow. So I guess it really was the best little house of working girls. Wow, that's a lot of performances.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you much.
Got a boxing title fight, 1983. Larry Holmes defeated Lucien Rodriguez in 12 for heavyweight boxing title. In 1983 as well, Neil Simon's Brighton Beach Memoirs premiered in New York City. Okay. And then 1984, premiere of Andrew Lloyd Webber and Richard Stilgoe's rock musical Starlight Express. I remember they made fun of that Family Guy. It's just Peter just riding around on stage just screaming Starlight Express.
Oh yeah.
And apparently that's the whole play. 1985, Billy D. Williams received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
There you go.
Oh yeah, he's Lando Calrissian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. He's earned that. Oh, what is this? 1985, professional wrestler Hulk Hogan acquiesces to put interviewer Richard Belzer in a hold, resulting in Belzer passing out, hitting his head on the floor, and requiring non-stitches. Belzer sues Hogan for $5 million in damages for personal injury. They settle out of court, and Belzer buys a home in France. Wow. But didn't he ask him to do that? Is that what it says? Acquiesces. What is this?
What does that mean?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
It means you do something somebody asked for.
Accept something reluctantly but without protest. Okay, so Richard Belzer kept asking Hulk Hogan to put him in a chokehold.
I think that means he didn't resist him putting him in a chokehold. He didn't say, no, don't do that. That's what I got out of the definition.
Well, no, like acquiesces accept something reluctantly. So Hulk Hogan accepted reluctantly to put interviewer Richard Belzer in a hold. I remember this. They made fun of this. So the reporter kept asking him to put him in a hold. And then he finally did, and then he passed out because he couldn't take it, and he let him go, and he fell on the floor. Now, you know, he should have just like set him down, eased him down. But I mean, maybe he thought he was still conscious or something. I don't know. But whatever the case, he fell down, and then he sued Hulk Hogan. What a scum! You asked him to do him that, you dip. You know? So that's dumb. And then he went and bought a home in France. What a freaking user. Anyway, 1987, Chadian President Hissene Habre's troops reconquer Faya Largo in Chad. Huh. Alright. Got some more sports history. 1988, men's figure skating champions in Budapest won by Brian Boitano of the USA. What would Brian Boitano do if he were here right now? Hall of Fame. Scotty Bowman, 1991, inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame as a builder of the game. Okay, I guess like helped construct it, make the rules, the
I guess.
foundations and all that stuff.
Or make it bigger, build on it. Could be anything.
Whatever. He contributed.
As an executive.
He contributed enough to
Yeah.
be put in the Hall of Fame, which is usually reserved for players. So that's that should say something
Players,
right
coaches,
there.
yeah.
365 days later, in 1992, Columbia Records released Bruce Springsteen's 9th and 10th studio albums, Human Touch and Lucky Town. On the same day, musicians other than the E Street Band are used. Huh. Okay. So that's weird. So it sounds like they use every musician except for the E Street Band for whatever. Musicians other than.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. They use the E Street Band as well as other musicians.
Musicians other than the E Street Band. So the E Street Band was not used.
Well, no, it sounds. I may be getting this wrong, but musicians other than the E Street Band were used.
Yeah. That means the E Street Band was not used.
Hold on a second. Human Torch. E Street Band. Human Torch. Bruce Springsteen. Why did Bruce Springsteen get rid of the E Street Band? Oh, that writer's block caused problems for him in coming up with new music for the E Street Band, and even made him doubt he could create new music. Okay, so he was part of the E Street Band, and then he split off. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. No. That was his band.
Oh. Okay. So you're right. In 1993, Jiang Zemin appointed president of the People's Republic of China. Okay.
Woohoo.
Got a golf major in 1994. Nabisco Dina Shore Women's Golf, Mission Hills Country Club. Donna Andrews won her only major title by 1 over British runner-up Laura Davies. Andrews birdied final hole while Davies made a bogey. Okay.
Do you know what a bogey is?
2 under?
One over.
Oh.
A bogey is 1 over par.
Ah, okay.
Par is what they say you should do to.
Yeah, that's your hole limit.
3 par hole means it takes 3 strokes to get it in the hole.
Yeah.
So a bogey is 1 over. A double bogey is 2 over, obviously. A birdie is 1 under.
Yeah. All right. An eagle is what? 2 under?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It depends on how many there are.
What's a par is?
If it's a par 5 hole, then it'd be a double birdie then an eagle.
Okay. Well, more golf stuff here in 1994 as well. PGA Players Championship (TPC) at Sawgrass. Australian Greg Norman took set scoring record of 264, -24, to finish 4 strokes ahead of runner-up Fuzzy Zola. What a name, Fuzzy. I wonder if he was a police. 1995, Back for Good, single released by British boy band Take That, released number 1 in 31 countries. Alright, Take That. Okay. 1995 as well, 67th Academy Awards. Forrest Gump, Jessica Lange, and Tom Hanks won. Forrest Gump is a decent movie, although it's been picked apart, and I actually, after learning and all the stuff I know about Forrest Gump and also not the behind the scenes and all that stuff, but there's a lot of stuff like how he taught Elvis, the woke community, and this is one of the few times I actually agree with him, because remember he taught Elvis how to do the hip jig, in the movie.
I'm trying to remember something, yeah.
But history says that he learned it from the black community.
Yeah.
So essentially Forrest Gump is trying to rewrite history by saying, oh no, black culture didn't do that. It was a little white boy giving it to another white guy. Like it's anti-black.
It's a movie. It's not a documentary.
I know, but people look into things like that and everything, and
it's a movie.
Movies are an expression of what the creator envisions as well. So, but that's a whole discussion.
Yeah.
But there's more than that. Like Jenny, she didn't want anything to do with him, and then after she got that disease, and after Forrest just so happened to be a millionaire, oh, guess who coming back and with a child, and oh, now it's on you, and I'm gonna die. Oh, all the responsibility's on you. Like, it's a terrible movie when you really peel back everything and look at it.
But you're interpreting that way wrong. I mean, what was her name? Jenny? Did you say?
Yeah.
She did support him, and when they were kids, absolutely supported him, grew up, but she had to live her own life. He was really special need. So
she allowed an extremist terrorist organization to mistreat him. She joined the Black Panther movement in the movie, and then
she did?
Yeah, she joined the Black.
I haven't seen it in a while, so
yeah,
I'm not,
she joined the Black Panther movement and allowed them to say racial slurs at him, and then just allowed them to beat him up and everything. And like she was very unsupportive in the movie, and she never came back until after he was a millionaire shrimper.
Okay, it's just not worth.
Well, no, like I've seen the movie,
So have I, but your
more
interpretation is mine is way different.
You gotta get a refresher, is what I'm saying. So, anyway, 1997, Martin Luther King's son met James Earl Ray, his father's killer. Ooh. Oh man, I wonder how that went down.
Well, if I know the King family at all, probably very forgiving, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be forgiving at all. That would be the last day for Earl Ray, Anyway, 2005, TV medical drama Grey's Anatomy, created by Shonda Rhimes, starring Ellen Pompeo and Sandra Oh, debuted on ABC. Oh, what a name, Sandra Oh. What's her name? Oh. We got a historic publication in 2012. Danielle Steele's novel Betrayal was published. Okay. And then 2019, former president of the Gambia, Yahya Jammeh, stole almost $1 billion, or not dollars, but $1 billion from his country before his exile in 2017, according to a corruption report. So 1 billion Ugandan, whatever,
Could have been $20. Who knows?
Or Gambia. While that was going on, 2019 as well, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the country is now a space power after successfully shooting down a satellite from space in a ballistic missile test. Huh. So,
wow.
India is now a space power.
Yeah.
Been good. 2020, $2.2 trillion stimulus package, largest in U.S. history, signed into law by Donald Trump, saying, quote, "I never signed anything with a T on it," end quote. Trillion. So, wow.
Now, Biden has trumped that in spades, shall we say.
Did you use that word intentionally?
Yes.
He trumped it?
Yes.
Only the left can outdo Donald Trump. So, 2020, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced he had contracted COVID-19, but will continue to lead the country thanks to the wizardry of modern technology while in self-isolation. Yeah, sure. 2022 as well, 94th Academy Awards, Coda won Best Film, Best Director James Champion, Best Actress Jessica Chastain, and Best Actor Will Smith, who also controversially slapped the host Chris Rock live on stage. Oh yeah, remember that? Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Wham! It's already been a year since that, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
A year today.
A year on this date, and the meme lives on. And in 2022 as well, Duke and Duchess of Cambridge end an 8-day tour of Belize and Jamaica and the Bahamas that highlighted issues of decolonization and called for slave reparations. Okay?
Who is this?
Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in the future, in the year 2134, it will be the 32nd predicted perihelion passage of Halley's Comet, which is the closest it'll get to the sun. So this is the 32nd time since since any documented we can figure out. So
since of recording time.
Yeah. So what is it like every Halley's Comet every how many years?
Good question.
76 years.
Something like that.
76 years.
Ooh, good poll.
No, it said it up there.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, like when I was looking at it, Haley. It's
So it's supposed to come around again when?
Yeah, it says here 76 years. So it's supposed to come around 2134. And this is the 32nd predicted one. So 76 times 32 equals 2,432 years we've been monitoring that comet.
But when's it coming back around?
2,134.
No, when did it? When was the last time it was around?
Halley's Comet last time? 1986.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So
Before I
it's not
was
coming
born.
for a while.
So what comet did we see out in Mexico? Haley Bopp? I remember we were out in Mexico once, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hey, look, there's a comet up there." Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. So it wasn't Haley.
You weren't born.
No.
But it was a comet that was around that time that you could see. Yeah, you're right. I remember that. I've forgotten all about that.
Haley Bopp last time was comets. Comet Haley Bopp, 1997. That sounds about right.
Yeah, you would have been 10 years old. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Whoa, good pull. Haley Bopp.
And oh my God, the next visit it'll be in 4,385. So I got to see a comet that many people for the next several hundred years won't get to see. I should have appreciated it more.
1,000 years. What are you talking about? 4,000? It's coming around 4,300.
Year of next visit, the year 4,385.
That's
Haley's
2,000. Almost over 2,000 years.
2,000 years, yeah. Haley's Comet, 2061.
Yeah.
IKEA Psyche, 3,000. Lovejoy, 2,633.
The Haley Bopp. Holy cow! It won't come around for thousands of years more.
Wow.
And we saw it.
Yeah. And I if I had known, I should have just stared at it all night. Because, man. Anyway, before we move on to the births and deaths, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wished we had elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to say? Start a dialogue in the comment section. Do we have any live chat? No, we don't. Okay. Starting us off in births in 972, we have Robert II of France, the pious and the wise, king of the Franks from 996 through 1031, born in Orléans, France, died in 1031.
Orléans?
Orléans. Yeah, and you want to know why this spelling looks so familiar?
Why?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Ah.
New
yeah.
Orleans.
Orléans.
And what was Louisiana? A portion of
Yeah,
France.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely right.
We also have John Ballance in 1839, was the fourth Prime Minister of New Zealand and the founder of the Liberal Party, born in Glenavan, Ireland, died in 1893. And then Wilhelm Röntgen, 1845, a German physicist who discovered X-rays, got the Nobel Prize in 1901 for that, born in Lennep, Rhine province. And Röntgens are actually a unit of measurement, something to do with radiation or nuclear activity.
Oh, really?
Because I remember seeing
I've
a
heard
scene.
that name when you say a measurement. Yeah.
I remember a scene from like you've heard of the miniseries Chernobyl, on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a series about the events of Chernobyl
Okay,
leading up to
okay.
and during and in the aftermath, the cleanup and all that stuff. And they had this drone going up, and the drone was secure up to 3 Röntgens, however you pronounce it,
Yeah.
of radioactivity, whatever that measurement is. And then they're trying to get the drone, not the drones we have today, but more of like a police bomb disposal robot type of thing. Like it's on tracks or on wheels to get close, to with a camera to see. And it like immediately shut down, and then they're like, well, the robot is cleared up to 3 Röntgens. The area is at 15,000. So it wasn't going to make
No,
it or something like that.
But look at what he discovered X-rays somewhere in that lifetime.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
I didn't realize X-rays goes back. The discovery of that goes back so far.
Discovery of X-ray, 1895.
Jeez, before the turn of the century.
Yeah. Industrial Revolution. So, let's move on up. We got Vincent d'Indy, 1851, French composer, symphony on a French mountain air, and teacher, born in Paris.
Okay.
All right. Henry Royce, Rolls Royce, 1863, English industrialist and automobile founder, Rolls Royce, born in Alwatan, England. I didn't even read ahead. I just saw the name. I'm like, oh, hey, We
A lot of Henrys in the car industry.
Yeah. Henry Ford, Henry Royce, Who else?
That would be the 2 that I was thinking of. That's a lot. You think of all the names, there's 2 of them.
I mean, I have 2 hands. Does that mean I have a lot of hands? Like,
Not many compared to the world.
well, true. Anyway, we got Gloria Swanson, 1899, U.S. actress, Sunset Boulevard and Queen Kelly, as well as a producer, born in Chicago, Illinois. And then Carl Barks, 1901, a U.S. cartoonist, creator of Scrooge McDuck, born in Merrill, Oregon. All right.
I wonder if his bark's worse than his bite.
I don't know. No. James Callahan, not to be confused with the Callahans from Tommy Boy or anything like that.
Wow.
That was their name, Callahans.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Tommy Callahan,
Okay.
Big Tom Callahan. Anyway, James Callahan, 1912, British Prime Minister for the Labour Party of 1976 through 79, born in Portsmouth, England.
Was he related to Tommy Callahan?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, that's why it's familiar. He died yesterday, his anniversary. So he died the day before his birthday. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, because I made that Callahan joke like recently, and I'm like, wait a minute, like when this is his birth. When did he die? Oh, yesterday, in 2005. We also have Cale Yarborough, 1939. He's 84 today. A U.S. auto racer, Daytona 500 in 1968 and 77, 83, and 84. Born in Timmonsville, South Carolina. All right.
Cal Yarborough.
Yeah. Who else do we have? Quentin Tarantino. 1963, he's 60 today, happy birthday. A U.S. director and screenwriter, Pulp Fiction, among many others, born in Knoxville, Tennessee. Quentin Tarantino is one of the biggest names in Hollywood. Like,
Really?
He's done, let me look up his name here
As
real
far as
quick.
a writer, you mean screenplay writer or what?
Quentin Tarantino.
I mean, have seen his face on
Kill
the
Bill, Pulp Fiction, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I just saw that not too long ago. That's really good. Django Unchained is really good. Reservoir Dogs, I've heard it's really good. I've heard about Inglourious Bastards, The Hateful Eight. Like, every one of these are like good movies. Kill Bill Volume 3. What? Okay. What else? Desperado. Little Nicky. You remember Little Nicky?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he was behind that. Hostel and Planet Terror. Oh, Planet
These
Terror.
are all his?
Yeah, these are all ones he's.
Good grief.
Yeah. The Muppets Wizard of Oz. What the hell? Yeah, among like many others. So yeah, Quentin Tarantino, like very big name. Very big name.
I had no idea.
Yeah. We also have Mariah Carey. You know what? She should go back to hell and take her song with her. 1962. Yeah, no, every year at the stroke of November, the radios start going, All I Want for Christmas Is You from Mariah Carey. It's become the anthem of Christmas, of the holidays. Like, there's a whole meme about it. Like, as soon as you hear that song, you're going to hear it for 3 months straight. So, like, here, actually, let's see.
That's not her
All
fault.
I Want for Christmas Is You meme. Let's see here. Graph. Here we go. So, like, this is an actual graph.
What?
Of Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. So, like, this is, the number of plays throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
And it's, 2010 to 2011, it's Christmas time, and boom, 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 boom. 2016, woo, look at that.
Good grief.
4 million.
Yeah.
It's at 4.5 million up there. And then it just shows the gradual upswing. It begins.
It begins.
It's become a meme.
Yeah, but good for her. I mean, she's created something that is and people are really grabbing onto and driving us nuts with.
Yeah, well, clearly you've never worked retail.
Clearly I haven't.
I have.
Yeah, I know. I've always thought, how can you listen to this music for like a month and a half or whatever?
I'm not kidding you. Now, like, for people who are listening, like, when did I work retail? That was back in what, 2014, 2015?
I don't know.
And I worked.
Before that.
I worked at Kohl's over the holiday
That's
season.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was like, I would say 2014.
Okay.
Like, let's say that about a year or so
Yeah.
before Mom passed.
Okay.
Sounds about right. Or maybe even
I was
beyond.
Earlier than that, but go ahead.
Last Christmas season was the
Yeah.
first time I was able. Like, I'm not being funny. Like, the first time I was able to stomach Christmas songs, ever since then.
Wow.
Like, almost a whole decade. I as soon as it comes on the radio, I switch channels. Like there's that one station I used to love. Like, it was just all just Christmas songs constantly.
Yeah.
Avoided it like the plague for 10 years. Like,
and now you're back.
Shakily.
Sorry, you can't listen to much.
I have essentially shell shock of music. Like, oh, wait. I have shell shock, battle fatigue, operational exhaustion, and then now post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
So,
we
anyway,
like shell shock.
Shell shock.
That says it all, right?
Almost
there.
sounds like the guns themselves. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I have.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, thank you, George Carlin. I have Christmas music shell shock. So, anyway, Mariah Carey, 1969. She's 54 today. A U.S. pop singer-songwriter. Without You, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Hero, We Belong Together. Born in Huntington, Long Island, New York.
And what's really sad is I don't remember the song.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're a poor rendition, but I get it.
Well, I'm not a singer.
Clearly.
1971, Nathan Fillion, 52 today. He's a Canadian actor and Castle, born in Edmonton, Alberta. All right. Fergie, 1979, a U.S. pop singer, the Black Eyed Peas. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Born in Hacienda Heights, California.
Oh.
I lived there at one point. We lived there. She's 48 today. Wow.
Well, so she was born in 1975?
Yeah.
No, she was born in 1975.
Born on this date, 1975.
You probably lived there in 1975.
You did? I wasn't around.
No, you weren't around. What am I saying? No.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, that was 12 years before I existed. Like,
the good old days.
Emphasis on old. See, I take your zing energy and I right back at you.
I had that date all wrong. I'm thinking 97.
No. Manuel Neuer, 1986, German football player, Bayern Munich, German national team, and born in Gelsenkirchen, West Germany. He's 37 today.
Yeah.
Then Jessie J, 1988, British pop singer-songwriter, price tag, Domino, Bang Bang, born in Redbridge, London, England, 35 today. And then Lalissa, 1997, Thai rapper, singer, and dancer, Blackpink, born in Buriram, Thailand, 26 today. All right. Moving on in the deaths. Starting us off in the year 710, we have Rupert of Salzburg, Saint and Bishop of Worms in Salzburg. Okay. James the First and the Sixth. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
1625. He was King James VI of Scotland from 1567 through 1625, and then as well as James I of England and Ireland from 1603 through 25. Died of dysentery at the age of 58.
I don't get that.
Because he was King of Scotland, and then he became King of England and Ireland later. Like a whole bunch of politics and everything. It seems to have interchanged. Like, the King of the United Kingdom was English, and then he was Scottish, then he was English, and then, but never Irish. So we also have Susan Blow, 1916, a U.S. educator who pioneered kindergarten education and was known as the mother of the kindergarten. Died at the age of 72. There's a joke there, but I'm not going to make it because stuff like that is actually happening.
It's always baffled me why we take our youngest grade in public education. We start at first, but then we put in another little niche beginning on it, and we had to take a German word for the youngest of the kids to pronounce kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
I always said, that's what you had to pick, that name.
Yeah. Michael Joseph Savage. We talked about this guy. Australian-born New Zealand politician and first Labour Prime Minister of New Zealand from 1935 through 40. Died of colon cancer at 68. Hold on a second. Okay, well, he was born on March 23rd, so reported on him a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But
last Thursday.
Today's the 27th. Okay.
Thursday was the 23rd.
Yeah.
So you did report on him.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember because I'm swearing like I talked about this guy more recently, but I guess not. Anyway, Yuri Gagarin, 1968. May you rest in peace. Russian cosmonaut and first man into space aboard Vostok 1 died in a MiG-15 plane crash at 34. He was killed off. He started talking anti-Soviet stuff because space. The person before him was actually a friend of Yuri Gagarin. but the Russians were like, they wanted to get into space so bad they didn't give a damn about safety, and like there's this whole story that they picked Yuri to be the first guy, but then his friend said, no, blah blah, it's a death trap. Like, the media's not gonna listen to you. They're gonna send you up and you're gonna blow up. Just let me go. They set him up and blew him up. And then later, after they fixed the mistakes, they sent Yuri up and he didn't blow up. But then he started leaking about all the stuff that happened beforehand. Like, they killed him because they just want to get into space. They don't give a damn about our safety. And then he died in a mysterious plane crash.
Okay, you're opinionating here, though.
I'm not opinionating. No, like
This
there's
is all factual. I don't know how some of that can be factual.
Well, no, like there's documented evidence of that guy going into space instead of Yuri Gagarin and blowing up on the way up. And then Yuri, because he was in the know with these people, he started leaking. And so they tied up a loose end, essentially. And there's a whole video on that, somewhere out there. I'd like to watch it with you one day. Anyway, we got Billy Wilder, died on this date in 2002, an Austrian-U.S. filmmaker, Stalag 17, Some Like It Hot, The Lost Weekend in the Apartment, died of pneumonia at 95. Dudley Moore, 2002 as well, English comedian, actor, 10, Arthur Bedazzled, jazz pianist and composer, died of progressive supranuclear palsy and pneumonia at 66. What the hell is even that?
Progressive something. Palsy.
It is an uncommon brain disorder that causes serious problems with walking, balance, and eye movements. Wow, so his brain was dying and he got pneumonia.
Yeah.
He was in pain at 66. Wow.
Palsy's supposed to be nasty. I don't know too much about it, but...
Yeah. Milton Berle, 2002 as well, a U.S. comedian and TV host. Uncle Milty, Mr. Television, died at 93. That's weird. 3 people. Boom, boom, boom. They come in threes.
Yeah.
And who else died today? Let's see here. Let's just go with 2022. Titus Bubernik, Czech soccer midfielder, 23 caps, Czechoslovakia. CH Bratislava, LASK Linz, died at 88. Alright, well, rest in peace to the deaths. Happy birthday to the Bursts. That shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar in the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of fast events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Mayo Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you, and until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!